Go ahead.
Okay.
Let you guys start.
The first question
Yeah.
is when the mission is going to Athens,
Mm-hmm.
and who is going to lead the mission this time? Is Mr. Tомсен going back?
Right. Yeah. ΠόλTόμsен will be the mission chief when it goes back. The mission is Paul will be on the ground sometime in early November. I don't have precise dates for you, but it'd be early November that the mission will return to Athens to work on the 5th review of the program.
So do you have dates for that?
Right now, we're just saying early November. It's fairly soon.
Okay.
Yeah.
The next question I have is that the Prime Minister of Greece and also the Finance Minister of Greece both stated that they reject any new measures, saying that the Greek people cannot bear any new measures. On the contrary, the IMF and the rest of the Troika, as I understand, and if I'm wrong, please correct me, they want more steps and more measures. Given the disagreement between the Greek government and the Troika, can you tell us what is the position of the IMF on this issue?
Okay, Michael. Yeah, thanks for the question. Right now the mission is, there's been technical discussions for some time now on the 5th review. I'm not going to be explicit in terms of what the outcome of the mission will be. They're clearly looking at a host of issues, and there'll be, as usual, a communication at the conclusion of the mission in Athens. But the one thing I do have to remind people about is what the managing director said during the annual meetings. And let me remind you. You may recall that she had a press conference here prior to the IMFC meeting, and she noted that a mission would be going to Athens, that it would be looking at the budget and whatnot, but that if new measures were needed, it is not going to be in the form of additional across-the-board fiscal measures. That is, undifferentiated cuts in wages and pensions. Beyond what the makeup of policies would be going forward, I'm not in a position to get into
On
that.
Greece, the pace things are going, and we know there's this financial gap. Are we going toward having several reviews at once because these things are dragging on and we're not going to have anything for a few months?
Clarify, what do you mean several reviews?
Well,
I don't quite understand.
This is one review, right, that's going to take place, but they left, they came back. I mean, it's dragging on. So when can we expect any agreement, basically? Or are we going to get into the next review time period?
Well, it's suggesting that the review won't be concluded. There's no indication that the scenario you're mapping out is how it's going to play out. There's a review underway. We've been clear. It's got to look at the financing gap for the year ahead, because we're required under our rules to have a fully funded program for 12 months out. And as you know, this review will affect the period beyond July 2014, and the period we know the program's fully funded to July 2014. We also have the Europeans have stated that they would be supporting the program and beyond 2014. So those are the things that have to be finalized at some point in time. But to suggest that this is on some sort of slow track or anything like that, that doesn't. I don't think that's the right way to look at things.
About Greece again, it seems that IMF and Europe are stepping back against their commitment regarding the Greek debt. Greece has done whatever was necessary in order to achieve primary surplus, and we were expecting a final decision this spring. Now we hear that the discussions will start sometime during the summer. Why is that?
I'm not quite familiar with what you're driving at. I mean, we know that there's a primary surplus, so the Greek authorities are committed to the 1.5% primary surplus. Beyond that, I'm not. That doesn't ring a bell with me. I'll have to get back to you on that because I don't have any guidance.
I would like to know whether IMF agrees with the Europeans. The Europeans say now that they will start discussing about the sustainability of the Greek debt sometime in the future, maybe during the summer. And not after Eurostat verifies the primary surplus, something that will happen as far as we know, April.
Yeah, I see. Thanks. Now I understand. I wasn't quite sure of that. I'm not aware of anything on. I don't have anything on Greek debt at this time. There's this, right now, the focal point of our ongoing analysis in Greece is on the fiscal side, things of that nature, the pure, the budget. Greece has got to get a budget together, and that's kind of where we're working. But in terms of debt, and then the funding of the financing gap over the next 12 months. Those are the key issues. I would discourage you from pursuing the debt thing at this stage. It doesn't ring a bell with me.